Just because he comes out and says ultra MAGA 20 times is not going to make inflation go away.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Do you take any responsibility for the inflation in this country? Do you take any responsibility for your policies?
I think our policies help, not hurt.
President Biden taking zero responsibility for record high inflation and actually claims he's helping Americans. Somebody at the White House forgot to tell Biden the facts and the polls say otherwise. Americans are getting crushed by an avalanche of economic disasters. Gas prices just hit another record high today. More Americans are struggling to make ends meet, and parents can't even find baby formula. The president making it clear he has no plan to fix all the problems, and instead, he's blaming the usual suspects.
There are two leading causes of inflation we're seeing today. The first cause of inflation is a once-in-a-century pandemic. A second cause, Mr. Putin's war in Ukraine. We saw in March that 60% of inflation that month was due to price increases at the pump.
Biden also hammering this phantom ultra MAGA agenda the GOP hasn't even signed on to, while pushing a talking point the Washington Post has called a lie.
Senator Rick Scott of Wisconsin, a member of the Senate Republican leadership, laid it all out. The ultra MAGA plan put forward by congressional Republicans to raise taxes on working families, lower the income of American workers. I never expected the ultra MAGA Republicans who seem to control the Republican Party now to have been able to control the Republican Party.
I want to listen to what Dana has to say about ultra MAGA, but first let's listen to what Jen Psaki had to say about how this whole phrase came to be.
Is the president's phrase, and the president made those comments himself just last week, as you know. And I think what has struck him is how extreme some of the policies and proposals are that a certain wing of the Republican Party that is taking up too much of the Republican Party are for. So to him, adding a little ultra to it, give it a little extra pop.
Is he giving it a little extra pop, Dana?
I can't stand it because I feel like you're walking down this aisle at the convenience store or the CVS and looking for something that would say ultra MAGA, and it's gross to me. I can't stand it, and I can't get it out of my head.
What product are you talking?
I want them to stop. And just because he comes out and says ultra MAGA 20 times is not going to make inflation go away. They can also say Rick Scott 100,000 times. That guy is eating alone at the lunch table. Basically, there's nobody in the Republican Party that signed on to his plan. He can have his plan, and he has every right to try to push it. But by no means does the ultra MAGA group actually support it. That's absurd. Also, they say that Rick Scott wants to raise taxes, and that's so extreme. They want to raise taxes. Why don't they jump on board the Rick Scott agenda? The choice versus a referendum. That's exactly what you're going to hear me say 100 times. As many times as they say ultra MAGA, I am going to say that because they know this from the Obama-Biden years of 2010 and 2014, where they lost seats. If it's a choice between Biden or Trump, that's what the team wants here. That's what the Biden team wants. But everybody is dealing with inflation every single day. It's a referendum on the president. That's what the midterms are about. They can try to make it a choice. It's going to be very difficult. Last thing, if I, as a communications person, was planning on having my boss go out and give a big speech about lowering gas prices, and I wake up in the morning and all the headlines are like, oh, AAA just said it's the record high gas prices. And you actually come out and you have built something as a new plan, and you give an entire speech that has nothing new in it. Then you have lost the confidence of the people who are turning to you, hoping that you will provide them some relief, and they know it is not coming.
I left it, bite my tongue for no one.